again, it was just a little bit different. But when it comes to meeting the drivers,
yes,
that was exciting because there's a little area towards the end of the garage area where a lot of the drivers were. And again, for people who are listening who have actually been to Daytona, I don't know if that's the spot to be to meet all the drivers, but that's where everybody was at. I mean, we saw
in between the two garages where the bathroom is.
Yeah. And
great spot.
Yeah, great spot. And the garages are cool, actually, because I like what Daytona has done with the garage area because you can actually look inside each garage and see the cars, and there's little areas where you can put, like, stuff for autographs and stuff. So it's great for the fans' perspective, you know, when it comes to trying to meet drivers and such and meet other people who are in the world of NASCAR. But when it comes to meeting drivers, and we got to meet a few, obviously. We met Ty Dillon.
Yeah,
he was the
let's
first guy
let's go in order. So.
Yeah, so I guess we'll begin with Ty Dillon. Ty Dillon was really cool. We both got to meet him, me and you, Chris, and really nice guy, really great to talk to. We got into a conversation. I was wearing a Phillies jacket. If anybody doesn't know, on my podcast, if you want to listen to it, I am a Phillies fan. So I was wearing my Phillies jacket because it was cold, and that's a very comfortable jacket that I have with the Phillies on it. And he walks over, and he's like, man, I'll take a picture with you, but you got to get that jacket off, because he's an Atlanta Braves fan, Ty Dillon is. So he was really cool, though. I mean, honestly, he was one of the nicest guys we got to talk to in the day. Then, I believe after that, we met your driver. You can probably say his name better than I can.
Villeneuve, Formula One world champion, Mr. Looks different every time you see him.
Yeah.
And today he was rocking the Pitbull look.
He was old, man.
And
he looks old.
Like I said, there was probably like 30 people where we were standing. Nobody knew who he was except this guy next to me who called him Jock. And he said Jock, and he looked over because he's like, wait, somebody knows my name. And then I said Villenueve. Then the other guys, you know, told him to come take a picture, and he walked over. We took a picture, and I told him now I like Formula One. He's thank you.
Yeah, that was cool. I know you had said that was the guy you wanted to meet.
That's out of everybody. That's who I want. Him and Kurt Busch.
Yeah, which obviously we never got to see Kurt Busch. And if we probably stayed in the infield, maybe we would have had a chance. I know Austin Dillon. I saw pictures of him doing autographs and stuff later, and I was hoping we would see Austin Dillon before we had left the infield, because we had I had a good conversation with Austin Dillon about the Atlanta Braves. Yeah. And not really. We'll wait for that. But we then met Richard Childress, which we were the only two that met him. Like,
that was crazy.
Legitimately, we were the only two. And
Mr. RCR himself.
Yes, sir. Richard Childress was awesome, and he was really cool with us. Yeah. He was like, I got what did he say, something about the fence or something?
Yeah, he said, I'm in the fence right now.
Yeah. He was really funny. He was a good guy, really nice to talk to. I mean, we didn't really get to talk to him, but just like, you could tell he was a very good guy.
They're quick conversations.
Exactly. Well, except Ty Dillon.
Yeah, and Austin. We actually talked to Ty Dillon
and Austin
quite a few times.
Austin was cool too.
3 times we talked to Ty Dillon.
Yeah. Ty Dillon was like always over near us. And also, Jock.
Yeah, Jock.
Kept having to use his bathroom every like 20 seconds. Probably going to met him.
He had testing. He went to track and bathroom test track.
He literally was probably the only person that was constantly over near where the fans were. Like, I mean, he wasn't obviously there on purpose probably, but he was constantly near the area. Like, if you were trying to meet him, you probably would have met him at some point. But
next was
Cassill.
Yeah.
Landon Cassill had walked by, and we were trying to get him as he was going to go get his scanner, and we ended up getting him out. And obviously, you picked him to win the Xfinity. So I said, "Dude, you gotta go and yell that to him."
Yeah, I can tell you the story here. So
I'll be telling it.
So we were. I was literally the only person on that side of the fence. Everybody was on the other side. I was on that side. I saw him
actually
come out.
A great spot, by the way.
Yeah, I screamed, Landon, Landon. He looked over, and then he walked over. He did his thing, and basically, I'll do it as much as I can remember. But I said, hey, I picked you to win Xfinity this year. I hope you do good. And he was, oh, thank you. And I said, I'm glad you finally got a ride at Colleague. And he was, oh, thank you very much. We got our picture, great picture on Reddit. You got a picture as well.
I did.
But then after that was probably the biggest driver, so to say.
Yeah.
We got
Willie B
to come over. Someone said it looks like Trevor Bayne. But we got Willie B to come over. There was like this Byron family. Little kids.
Oh, they're all wearing the same.
They got their picture.
Yeah,
and
they look like Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah.
Jackets.
And so we got pictures of Byron, and didn't really say, he was kind of just, let me sign your thing.
Nice.
Let me take your picture.
He was smiling.
But he wasn't really into the conversation. Then now you could say Austin Dillon, you had a little conversation, like the only person to have we did very good today in terms of like having conversations.
Drivers. Yeah.
Like no one else was just like really had the guts to do it, and like talking to them, but I mean, you just went off on Austin Dillon.
This was hilarious, by the way, and everybody looked at me afterwards, and I just felt so awkward too about it. So I went off on Austin Dillon. Well, I shouldn't say I went off on Austin Dillon. I trolled, I guess you could say, Austin Dillon, just as I did his brother. And by the way, we saw his brother as he was walking out, and he did the tomahawk chop.
Yes, he did.
As I said, go Phillies. I think it was hilarious. Anyways, so with Austin Dillon, he had walked by, and I said to him, hey, Austin, go Phillies. And he's like, you said Eagles? And I said, no, go Philadelphia Phillies. And he's like, oh, man, no, the Braves. And he's like, I'm like, nah, we got the MVP. He's like, well, we're the world champions and stuff. World champions 2021. I'm like, oh, my gosh. And it's kind of sad because if you guys don't know, I'm actually a Chase Elliott fan. Mm-hmm. And he's a Braves fan. He's from Dawsonville, Georgia. So he's literally a Braves fan. So it was very funny. Dillon was really, really cool about it. You could tell he was joking. We were both joking about it, obviously. And I like to screw around with guys and stuff. So he was cool. Again, really was wishing we could have met him before we had left the infield area because that would have been, I think, an awesome conversation to have with him afterwards. Maybe I'll message him on Instagram or something, but we'll see. But overall, man, like for a fan experience, like you couldn't ask for a better fan experience because you can really do whatever. It was so wide open.
It was definitely worth it to go.
Yeah. For a free event, I think if you were in the area, or I would say if you're within like an hour or two,